Hi, I'm Rob from Sherpa Consultants, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create your own system using the Sherpa Infinity application. At the end of each of these training videos, there will be a link to the next training video when you're ready to move on. Okay, so let's look at lesson one and what we're going to cover. Okay, the first thing we're going to look at is generally navigating around the Sherpa Infinity application. Then what we're going to do is look at creating a basic one table system of your own to see how easy it is. And within that table, we're going to look at creating some basic fields. But first, I want to start off with some definitions. Okay, so table, when we talk about tables, what we're actually talking about is a place to store information. And we want that information to be stored in a structured way that is useful to us. Okay, tables consist of records, which are the rows, and fields, which are the columns. A record is a collection of data that represents one thing. So if our table was showing employees, for example, a record would be a new employee. So each employee that is within that table would be its own record. And fields are the characteristics of those particular records. So again, going back to our employee example, a field of each employee might be the date of birth, it might be the height, it could be the employee name, anything like that that gives each record its character. To show you an example of a simple table, this is one that I actually use in my Sherpa Consultants Infinity application. It's just a way of describing the products and services that I sell to people. You can see it's very basic in what it is, and we're going to try and recreate this in the Sherpa Infinity application. But here you can see each of the records on there are each of the rows, and you can also see that each of the fields are the columns there. Okay, so let's create this in Sherpa Infinity. So in the top left here, I have my menu icon. If I click on settings and then tables, that will let me create the table, which is the first thing that I need to do. So in the top right over here, you have the add icon. If I click on that, it's going to let me create my table. So I'm going to call it products and services. I'm going to tick the notes and attachments. We're going to cover these in future lessons, so don't worry too much about them now, but I'm going to tick those, and then I'm going to click save. So this is the first step. This has created the table. The next thing I need to do is I need to actually create the fields that describe that table. So to do this, you can see in my list of tables, I have the products and services. If I click on the edit button here, that will take me to the list of fields, which is currently blank. So to create a field, I click on the add icon and I give it a field name. So firstly, we're going to do the products code. And then in the field type, we want this to be a text field. So I can just select that from the list. Field length, I'm going to set to 50 characters. I'm not going to put a default in. I am going to say it's required because we want to force the users to actually enter this field and not leave it blank. And I'm going to untick duplicates allowed because we want each field to be unique, each product code to be unique. Once I'm happy with that, I can click on the save, and that will create my field for me. Okay, so let's create some of the other ones that we saw in the column. So the next one was product description. Again, this is going to be a text field. The length, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, so I'm going to set it to 1,000 characters. Okay, the next field I'm going to enter is the date introduced. This is going to be a date type field. Okay, the next field is going to be the sales price. This is going to be a number field. Okay, I'm going to set it to 5 digits and 0 decimal places. Okay. I'm also going to say a field for product active. And this one I'm going to say is a checkbox. That's a kind of simple yes or no answer. And then the last field I'm going to create is the product category. And for this one, I'm going to use a field type called a lookup. And what this allows me to do is build up a list of values which the users can actually select from. So instead of them being able to type whatever category they want in, I'm actually going to force them to select from a list of my choosing. So for this example, I can say consultancy. I'm just going to separate out each of the options by a comma. Okay, just like that. And I'll also set that to required. Okay, and that's it. So you can see how easy that was to recreate the table and also add the fields in, and that's our database table sorted. Now we are going to go cover in the future lesson, in the next lesson actually, how to add records, how to edit records, and how to delete records in more detail. But I just want to give you a quick look at how you do it, just so you can sort of visualize what this looks like. So if I go back to my list of tables, and if I hover over the products and services, it will take you to the pages where you can view and add this data. So if I just click on that. Okay, so this is my page that shows the information that's in the table. At the minute it's blank. I need to add some records in there. So if I click on the plus icon here, and so let's put in consultancy. Okay, let's give it a description. Date introduced, sales price there, whether the product's active or not, yes or no. And then here in the lookup, I can categorize that as consultancy. Press save, and that will take me back to the list view page where it shows you the record. Okay, easy as that. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to click the link onto the next video when you're ready to continue learning. Bye for now.